I said, well, I'm in pain, but it's only one piece of me. I'm still capable and eligible to do other things. Am I stopping because I can't do it anymore, or am I stopping because I'm making an excuse for myself? And what I came to be real with myself is I would be stopping because I'm setting up an excuse with myself. Friends, welcome to the Do Good Movement. Our purpose here is to make a positive impact in our society through real-life education, and the movement comes into play when you guys share the content to help other people do good just like you. So today, I'm filming this, probably going to try to hit a couple podcasts today due to an injury I just had, so I'm going to walk you guys through that a little bit. And today we're going to talk about pain. And it's something that I'm physically going through right now. I haven't been into this type of situation for about 16 years, so definitely a new challenge, and I'm looking forward to learning through this and bringing you guys along the way. So walking into this a little bit, I've been on this exercise journey, I would say since high school, but through high school up to 3.5 years ago, there was always an excuse or something comes up, and there wasn't all the commitment there, right? I would come up with a reason why not to go to the gym this day, or I should let my body relax, or, I'm just not feeling up to it, or I'm on vacation. And until about 3.5 years ago, my brother and I were just saying, man, who we are as a person is how our business is going to be and how everything else is going to be, and it starts with us. We started getting this whole self-development, movement going on, and so we decided to exercise. And I've talked about this in a recent podcast, but we decided to, make this commitment for 30 days to exercise, and then we got through half of it and said, let's go 60 and 90. Then we said, fuck me, we're never stopping. So there's a lot of things that happened in the last 3.5 years. From he's had a second kid, I've had a second kid, being sick, vacations and low sleep, shit going on with work, and we haven't missed a day of exercise. So if that's the gym, surfing, doing some kind of activity that's hard for us, we have not missed a day, right? And going through this journey of exercising consistently, it gets exhausting. It's like anything, guys. You say something you're going to do, so now you have to hold yourself to it, or you break all your rules in life, and then you get exhausted. And so I just said, well, the only thing that would take me out of this journey that I'm on making sure I exercise is if I was able to put mind over matter, meaning I was mentally stronger than what my body can hold. I was able to continue to put in the work until something broke, saying, Dylan, you can't exercise anymore. And so I actually just faced that about a week ago. We went on a vacation out to a lake, and my exercise had to change up a little bit. But the funny thing about this, guys, is, and this is all going to make sense and connect with you very clean in just a minute, so stay tuned. But through the story, right before I'm going on vacation, I started feeling strong. I started doing heavier weights and different things like this, and so I was putting up some big maxes that I haven't done since back in my high school days, when that was a cool thing to do, is lift heavy weight, because I'm like, I want to stack on some more size and change it up because I've been doing the same thing. And so did that, was super happy on some of the chest pressing and all that stuff I was doing. And then I go to vacation, and one of my biggest things is I need to do cardio. Cardio is key for me to feel good, for me to be alive, to be personable. That is a contributor to a lot of my success, is getting my blood going and doing that hard shit, which is most of it's cardio. Go on to vacation. I'm big on this whole stair climber thing, so I'll go up these stairs for 30 minutes and just we just grind it out. And I didn't have a stair climber, so what I do when that happens, I don't have the right machinery. I don't just quit it. I need to supplement with different cardio, so I do burpees. Tons and tons of rounds of burpees. I changed my whole workout to almost a HIIT workout where there's weights and stuff, but it's consistent, just nonstop sweating, having a hard time breathing. So I'm going through, just maxed out my chest, going through this whole new exercise program. And when you're doing burpees, there's part of it's a push-up, so tons and tons of push-ups. And then we're doing this thing called wake surfing. So you basically surfing behind a boat, usually use a rope to get up, and then you kind of go cruise. Well, I like to do like a lot of power surfing, like heavy hits, big jumps in the air and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of times I'll use a rope. And so I'm putting a lot of strain up on my chest area doing that. Well, the last day that we have this boat, and I guess key to the story is never say one more. It was my last run, and I popped up on this air. I changed the rope out to my right hand, and it was kind of digging underwater the board, so I'm trying to lean back and hold, and then I just hear this loud like snap, and it was internally. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I let off the rope, and I didn't have a life vest on either. We're going 12 miles an hour. I don't recommend that for this exact same reason. But I get up, and I'm looking down. I'm like, my chest hurts. And so I start moving my arm, and I could see my pec muscle start folding in over itself. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So I grab my hand, and I hold my other hand. I start pushing my chest up and holding it up. And I'm my head above water, is kicking with my feet. And then I'm like yelling at the boat, like, hey, like I'm messed up, And so they came, put me on the boat and all that stuff. And so immediately going on my head, something's wrong. I'm not bleeding, none of that stuff. Just something's wrong, and you go to the hospital. And so I have this whole time, it's probably like an hour and a half from when I got hurt going to the hospital, saying, man, I just I put a lot of work into my body, my fitness, and it's not just how I look, but I put all this work into how it makes me feel. Like it's like my drug, guys. Like I need this, Like there's things in your life that you need. Like I need my exercise. That's like one thing. You take that away from me, I fucking will lose it mentally. And so my mind automatically, no matter how much I preach to you guys on doing good and thinking the right way and stuff, my mind automatically starts twisting to this like dark side of like, you're limited here. This is going on this. So I start like, beating myself up, and I slowly start getting into this like depression stage. So go to the hospital. We're in Texas. They're like, hey, we could go through the process, but you fly out in a couple days. You're better off if you plan to have surgery and do all that back at home, do that. So I'm like, okay, so I feel like my chest is ripped in half, which it is, and we'll get to in a minute. I got to keep this, go fly on a plane, go deal with all this. I have 2 kids. I'm like, son of a gun. And so I'm like, cool, well, I'll hold it out. We'll make it. So the first night, go to bed. It didn't feel the best. And then I wake up in the morning, and it goes back to the beginning of this episode. I'm talking to you guys about, the only way I'll stop is if I break myself. And so myself, I'm broken, but I'm not completely broken. My chest is broken. I'm able to talk, walk, all that other stuff. And so I said, well, this is a point, Dylan. You said if you do this, you could, that's it, take some time. Well, then I started to think deeper, and I said, well, I'm in pain, but it's only one piece of me. I'm still capable and eligible to do other things. Am I stopping because I can't do it anymore, or am I stopping because I'm making an excuse for myself? And what I came to be real with myself is I would be stopping because I'm setting up an excuse with myself. And so I said, well, how the hell am I going to coach other people, live with myself, and trash 3.5 years of straight exercise through all the shit I've been through over my upper body's torn, but I still got my lower body. So I said, fuck it. I got up, got out of bed. My wife literally having helped me shower, get dressed, all that stuff. And then start doing legs, started working out legs, not heavy weights and all that kind of stuff, but a little bit slower. You could also tell, like I'm usually in these episodes, I'm very enthused and loud and all that. Like it's to a point, like it's hard to, if I talk loud or get super excited, it'll tighten my chest where it just hurts like hell. So I got to be careful going through all this. So I go through that, and I'm like, fuck. So I worked out, got sweaty, all that. That was hard. So then day 2, same thing, felt bad, and I just said, well, I want to see if I could elevate this just a little bit. So I did my normal stairs, was back at a gym out in Texas, did the stair climber and all that, crushed it. And so, I had people writing me and saying, you got to let your body rest, you got to chill and all that stuff. Like, you're teaching other people the wrong stuff. Like I get it, guys, and I'm not telling you guys you have to live the way I do, but I'm going to tell you something right here, and this is what I want you to hear. You have options in life, and this is one of them. So while you're going through pain, and it is a reason to stop doing something, but the reason why you're going through pain, and you could say I could stop doing what I committed to because I'm in pain. What do you learn from that? Where are you going to grow from quitting on the pain? We could always achieve things in life. We could always go extreme, as far as we are today, while we're comfortable. Where you grow, and you guys all need to understand this, and this is what I understand myself. To be able to grow, we have to conquer pain. We have to conquer what is uncomfortable. Period. If you shy away from that, if I shied away from my chest being ruptured, what would end up happening is I'm going to go through not probably a physical pain. I'm going to come up with a mental pain. I'm going to come up with a family pain. I'm going to come up with a financial pain and say, this is painful. I no longer am going to do this. And what ends up happening if I made that one decision, and if you guys make this one decision to give yourself an excuse due to the shit you're going through today, it will fuck up not just that moment, but your entire life. I would rather have my chest not be healed to where it needs to be healed versus give in to I'm in pain, so it's okay to let off the gas. Because that changes your identity. That one action will change your identity every time something gets hard. That trigger is going to come up in your mind and say, well, you quit here, so you could quit here. And then it keeps getting worse and worse. And let me give you something to relate to. I'm sure everybody listening today has been on some type of diet, right? When you're on this diet, you probably didn't set a target goal for how long your diet. You're just like, I want to eat better. So you come on day 1, you do good. You come on day 2, you do good. You come on day 3, it's Friday night. You're not supposed to be drinking. Well, I won't have, I'm not going to have these, sugary margaritas, but I'll have a Corona or I'll have a Truly. It's 100 calories. Okay. Then you wake up Saturday. Well, I kind of bent Friday a little bit, but I'm on day 4, so that bagel looks pretty good. Let me just have a bite of the bagel. Then by Sunday, you're eating a full fucking pizza. And that's how behaviors work, guys. Does my body probably need a rest, need a break? For sure, but I will not sacrifice crippling an excuse and changing a behavior that leads into many things. And I know this for me, too, because I've been on diets and I've done things where I don't set a target date. When I don't set a target date, next thing you know, I'm not on a diet because it's that same thing. No matter how strong you are as a human, if you cave in a little bit, you're caving in all the way. So the moral of the story that I'm trying to get to, guys, you will face pain. And before you get into that situation, you need to make an agreement with yourself and saying, no matter what happens to me, no matter what I go through, I am always going to stay true to myself, and I will always run through this motherfucker and win. Do not fold one little bit for anything. Now, if I'm in critical condition and I'm strapped to, a bed in a hospital and literally can't do shit, then that's that. But like I said earlier, my legs work, other things work, I could continue to operate. So now, I went through that 2 days of depression. I didn't finish the story, but I ended up, just kind of would go into the room, take naps, just in a bad space. Now, a lot of you guys are going through this, have been through this, or you're going to experience the same thing. Something's going to get twisted up in your life that you can't control, like something that just happened to me just now. And you're going to think about all the things you can't do, roughhousing with your kids, all these different things. And I think it's good to go through that to an extent, to acknowledge it, because I was able to learn a lot of gratitude on how good life has been. Haven't been injured for so long. And so it was good for me. I really needed that setback a little bit to say, man, like I had it good. I was able to look out, open my slider doors and say the waves are good and let's go surf. I don't get to do that right now. So it's making me, want to heal faster, work harder, appreciate it more when I do it versus like, surf, it kind of sucked and be in a bad mood after. So I think going into that dark place for a little bit is good for you because you could understand how good life can be. Just like when you're sick, it's good for us to get sick because we start appreciating all the small things. So do get there, but I only let myself stay there for 2 days. Because if you suffer in that, guys, again, your identity is going to start changing, and that will become the new you. So if you see yourself changing, and make sure you have good people around you that say, hey, man, you're not quite the same, right? You see yourself start changing, you need to come up with a day or a crossroad and say, hey, I need to go back to the me. It's unfortunate, but this is where I am now. I need to go win at that level. You got knocked down a couple levels, but you can't keep looking at where you were. You got to look at where you're at, and you got to start there and then rebuild back up versus thinking, well, I should be there. I'm not, so I'm going to be depressed. I'm just going to go a different way with my life. That's what quitters do, and that doesn't get you anywhere. So be humble enough to get knocked on your ass, to drop a couple levels, to restart in whatever you have to restart in. Understand where you went wrong, why that happened, and start building that foundation again from square one and build it stronger, build it better. But you need to be solution oriented and you need to be positive through it. And you need to be grateful for all those things that you're going to go do. But be patient with it. So like I walk in my office today, but I haven't been here yet. And people are like, the report, I just got my MRI yesterday. It's this, the muscle that holds the pec into the shoulder, that it's the major tendon right there, major something it's called, it's ruptured. So it means it's literally just cut in half. So my pec's just like sitting on my body right now. And so walk in my office with a smile, with a sense of humor, all that same stuff. I'm not engulfed in the shit. This has happened. I can't change anything about it. I can change the future. So that's my story of pain on what I'm going through right now, exactly what I'm doing to handle it, how I'm overachieving it. And I want you guys to, if you haven't been through this, learn through this, because we don't really get to choose what our future days look like. There's a piece of the story we get to write, but there are going to be things that pop up that happen where things in your personal life, financial life, physical life, mental life, whatever, is going to get shooken up. And you need to stay true to who you are, and you need to stay true to the process. You need to be humble, and you need to push through and win regardless. Do not fold under pain. And there is a reason that if you are going through pain today, there is a reason for that. And for you guys listening, I want you to rewind this piece. If you are going through pain right now, there is a purpose for you to be feeling pain, for you to going through pain. We're not going to go through things that we can't overcome. You're going through pain because there's something you're going to learn through it from staying true to the road of recovery, the road of learning, the road of being better. If you don't stay true to that, you just went through pain for nothing. Pain is a tool for you to get better. Pain is a tool for you to succeed. There's something that was going to happen to me in a lot larger way than my chest having a problem if I didn't go through this today. So I'm happy that this is happening to me. I acknowledge it's going on, and I'm praying, I'm asking for guidance and point out directly why am I going through this and what do I need to learn from it. I'm going to go through, different changes in my life through this because I'm a big activity, physical kind of guy. But I'm very excited to see what I come out with on the end, what I learn from it, and it's going to make me a better me. And same with the pain you guys are going through today. Learn to love it, enjoy it, and understand why you're going through it and how it could go benefit your life. That's what I got for you guys today. Do good.